This is World Insight, and if you just joined us, we're into the last part in this weekend's programme. Now, there have always been doomsday prophecies throughout the past, but a doomsday buzz has hit a new high since the movie 2012 was released last month. The film's plot blends the idea of the Mayan calendar, which predicts the world ending in 2012, with natural disasters plaguing our planet. But just how much fact is there behind the fiction?
It's the end of the world, my friends.
Go, 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 go!
Last hope for survival. When all the disasters come, human civilization and technology seem so weak. The movie 2012 shows the end of the world. An alignment between the sun and the center of the galaxy on December 21st, 2012 causes the sun to go berserk. The Earth's crust loses its moorings. It's also the date when a 5,125-year cycle, known as the long count in the Mayan calendar, supposedly comes to a close. Some believe the Mayan prophecy is true. And some have prepared for the apocalypse, like Patrick Guerra. 3 years ago, he quit his job as a laboratory worker for a French oil company. Guerra started an intensive research and wrote books on the subject. How to Survive 2012 was published at the end of 2006. A survival industry has sprung up online. Dried food, vegetable seeds, whisper wind turbines. But do these worries have a foundation? The U.S. space agency NASA set up a website to debunk the myth earlier this month. It says nothing bad will happen to the Earth in 2012. Our planet has been getting along just fine for more than 4 billion years. Director Roland Emmerich, known for such films as Independence Day and The Day After Tomorrow, has no such worries himself.
2012 as a number just has something magical about it. Many people believe that something definitive is going to happen on that date. I personally don't believe in it, but I thought it was an interesting topic to make a film about.
By last week, the film had taken $230 million globally. The exposure has the cast hoping viewers will shift their worries from the prophecy to the real problems that the planet is facing now.
Well, yeah, I don't think it's impending in 2 years, but I think certainly it will be. It will happen if we don't change some things. You know, obviously global warming is apocalyptic in its scope, and that problem is apocalyptic. You know, nuclear weapons have that same thing, but I don't think it'll end in 2 years. I think we'll all be stuck with each other longer.
Doomsday may not come soon, but are the choices that people make in their life pushing the Earth to the road of death? Overexploitation has destroyed much of the environment and brought about climate change. Worldwide, natural disasters have increased fourfold in 2 decades. Last week, floods swamped Scotland, Northern England and Wales, the worst in a decade.
About 3 o'clock we had 4 inches of water. During the night, trees were just snapping like matches. Unbelievable power.
Hell and all its fury visited the people of southeastern Australia in February. The ice is melting. The sea level is rising. Islands like Maldives could disappear. Cabinet meetings like this could become the norm. The culprit is greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide. Worldwide emissions of greenhouse gases have risen roughly 50% since 1970. The Kyoto Protocol that requires industrial nations to cut greenhouse gas emissions is due to expire in 2012. But it's still unclear whether a new one will be signed. Warmer weather helps viruses thrive. A global pandemic began in April. AH1N1 influenza spread to over 200 countries with the help of modern transportation. It's taken away over 6,000 lives. People may face more threats in the future, and not just from disease. What happened 8 years ago in the U.S. could have come straight out of a thriller film. The pain left by the 9/11 terrorist attacks lingers for many. Now the war against terrorism rages in Pakistan and Afghanistan. But the terrorist attacks continue. Modern weapons increase the dangers. Humanity's evil genius has created the biggest and most destructive weapon. This surge of energy is strong enough to wipe out cities, states, and all forms of life many times over. All leading nuclear powers signed the Non-Proliferation Treaty in 1968. But India, Pakistan, and Israel have not. And the Democratic People's Republic of Korea pulled out in 2003. Are nuclear weapons a defense or a danger? All these real problems intensify fears about the end of the world.
More people will be becoming aware of who we are, where we came from, our place in the universe, and then that would pretty much coincide with my prediction that we'll be into a new age.
The end of the movie 2012 is sort of a modern retelling of the biblical story of Noah's Ark. Humanity gets a new lease on life. That's Hollywood, not reality. And the reality is that humanity needs action now, not Noah's Ark.
Well, there's no strong evidence to back that Mayan prophecy, but it does serve as a warning to treat our Earth well. Next month, global leaders will meet in Copenhagen for a key climate change summit. The major issue there will be to reach a common goal that everyone on Earth can live with. That's how we end our program. As always, we'd love to hear from you on all the stories that you've been watching over the last half hour. Send your comments and your suggestions to our email address, which is, of course, worldinsight@cctv.com. I'm James Chow in Beijing. From me and the team here, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again at the same time next week.
From Europe to the Americas, from Africa to the Asia Pacific. Each weekend from Beijing, we'll take you on a journey that looks back at the 7 days gone by. We'll tell you what, who, and why. For a new insight on World Insight.